Everyone thinks they know why EVs won't work. The batteries don't last, charging is an absolute nightmare, they're too expensive, and they're not even that green. But here's the thing, those arguments, quite frankly, are years out of date. But yet, this year, 2025, people are still repeating them like gospel truth. So today I'm breaking down the 5 biggest EV myths people still believe. And trust me, number 5 might just change how you think about EVs completely. So here's what we're going to cover: range anxiety, charging convenience, the cost of ownership, battery lifespan, and of course, whether EVs are actually green at all. So let's start with the most common one. Myth number 1, range anxiety is still a thing. People still believe EVs just can't go far enough. And sure, a decade ago, that was fair. I mean, early EVs could barely do 100 miles. But this year, 2025, most new EVs easily cover 200, 300 miles. I mean, even budget options do about 200 miles. And the average UK driver, they do less than 30 miles a day. So for 95% of your trips, range is not the problem that you might think it is. But of course, range doesn't matter if charging is still a massive hassle. So let's talk about that. So myth number 2, charging is too inconvenient. The myth goes, you'll be stranded in the middle of nowhere without any chargers. And yes, back in 2016, that was a real headache. But now, the UK has rapid networks everywhere. GridServe, BP Pulse, RT, Tesla superchargers. Here's the kicker, right? Most EV owners actually charge at home overnight. Public chargers are just there for top-ups and road trips, which means charging is often easier than hunting down a petrol station. But even with charging solved, people still say EVs are way too expensive. Let's test that myth. So, myth number 3, EVs are more expensive overall. Now yes, EVs used to have higher upfront prices, but that argument is crumbling fast. In 2025, brands like MG, BYD, Renault 4 and the VW ID2 are hitting price parity with petrol cars. And once you factor in the lower running costs, cheaper fuel, less maintenance, tax incentives, EVs can actually be cheaper to own long term than a petrol hatchback. The maths is changing, but the biggest fear people still cling on to is that the battery will die like your old iPhone. So myth number 4, EV batteries do not last. The fear is simple. EV batteries degrade in just a few years. And let's be honest, we all had that phone battery go from fine to useless overnight. But car batteries are built differently. Most are designed to last 10 to 15 years. Manufacturers back that up with an 8-year, 100,000 mile warranty. And real world data, Teslas keep 85 to 90% of their capacity even after 200,000 miles. So no, your EV won't be scrapped in 5 years. Okay, but the biggest criticism of all, are EVs actually better for the planet? So, myth number 5, EVs are not really green. Now, critics love this one. Battery production cancels out the benefits of buying an EV. And yes, building an EV does create more upfront emissions, but multiple studies show that over their lifetime, EVs have far lower emissions than petrol or diesel. And that gap is widening as our energy grids get cleaner. On top of that, battery recycling, second life uses, both improving every single year. The idea that EVs aren't greener, it just don't hold up in 2025. So there you have it. Range anxiety, charging, cost, battery life, and even the so-called green argument. 5 myths that still hang around like a bad smell, but simply just don't match reality. Now look, don't get me wrong, EVs are not perfect, but the excuses people used 5 years ago, they don't stack up today. And if you want to see the EVs that actually give you the best value right now, check out my video on the best EVs under 25k this year.